Today's adventure is at George Dam, and this little rider is only 4 years old. There was rain, mud, puddles, climbs, and a whole lot of determination. This is not just a bike ride, this is Liander learning that he can do hard things. After all the rain, the trails were wet, muddy, and full of surprises. But for Liander, that just made it more exciting. With Dad behind the camera, he set off ready to explore. The first challenge came quickly: muddy puddles everywhere. For most adults, this is where the complaint starts. But for a 4-year-old boy on a bike, this is basically the best day ever. Then came the climbs, and when you're only 4, even a small hill can feel like a mountain. Tiny legs, big effort, and no giving up. This is the part of riding that builds more than fitness, it builds confidence. And then George Dam showed off. Fresh air, mountains, water, and that feeling you only get when you're outside making memories. This is why we do this. Not for perfection, not for speed, but for moments like these. The trial started getting more adventurous, a little rougher, a little wetter, a little more exciting. But Liander kept going, following Dad's line and figuring it out one pedal stroke at a time. Some parts were not easy. There were climbs that made those tiny legs work hard. Spots where he had to focus, push through, and keep his balance. And every time he kept going, he proved something to himself. And of course, a proper adventure needs a proper water break. Liander drank so much water here. Big ride, big effort, big thirst. Now we stopped for a little check-in with Dad. This is one of my favorite parts because you get to hear the ride through Liander's eyes.
Gedeelte was maklik geweest. Was daar enigiets wat moeilik was vir jou nou? Was alles moeilik?
Ja, die klippies waar so opgegaan het. Al daai klippies.
Was al die klippies moeilik? Ah. En wat was maklik? Wat van die muddy puddles? Was dit moeilik? Was die muddy puddles moeilik?
Die muddy puddles was maklik.
Maklik, okay.
After the stop, it was time to get back on his bike. This is where many little riders would say, I'm done, but not Liander. He was back on the trail and ready for more. The forest section felt like a real little mountain bike adventure. Trees, dirt, shadows, and that golden light coming through. Dad followed behind, capturing every little moment. You can actually see his confidence growing as the ride goes on. At the start, he's figuring everything out. By the end, he looks like he belongs there. That is the magic of giving kids space to try. The last part of the ride was not about speed, it was about finishing what he started. Muddy bike, tired legs, full heart. That is a successful adventure. This is what Mom Jen Adventures is all about. Family, freedom, adventure. Raising kids who are brave, curious, and excited to live life outside. If you loved watching Liander take on George Dam, please subscribe and join our family adventures. There's so much more coming: cycling, camping, outdoor memories, and the beautiful chaos of raising little adventurers. Because childhood moves fast, and we are here to build a life worth remembering. See you in the next adventure.